There we go. We're live on YouTube, Monday, May 15th, 2023. What's up, everybody? Welcome into the channel. I made it a point, Tim, when I moved into this house, I wasn't going to do live shows anymore. Now look at what I'm doing.
All the time.
All the time. Like, this is like our fourth, right? Our fourth or fifth.
I think it's our fourth one.
Yeah, I think it's our fourth one. Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome into the live show. We're probably going to be doing more of these. So we're happy to have you guys join. I'm not going to set a date. This is a funny story, and Tim will get a laugh out of this. My old YouTube live show was every Thursday at 8 p.m.
Now you got bingo.
Trivia.
Same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, so mostly going to do like Monday, Tuesday nights. I think is probably best for both of us. But no Thursday nights. I have to be at trivia. When I moved into this house, we found out trivia was on Thursdays. I told Kate, I was like, good idea by me not to do any more live shows. So
yeah.
Here I am doing live shows. So I think it's the best way to stay in touch with everyone, keep up with what's going on, say hi, check in on any questions anybody has about anything. So I think we'll make it a regular thing, maybe like 2 to 3 times a month. Probably a good idea, right?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah, we might do some Facebook Lives. Oh, Facebook Live is hard. We tried that. Like some
Facebook, people.
Yeah, it's way behind the times. Like it supposedly has like this join button, but it doesn't actually let them join. It's dumb. And then they have like a request to join button and it doesn't come through to me. So mainly just YouTube. I'll try to figure it out and do some tests. But anyhow, quick hello to everyone. Mike, Flipping Goodies, Red's Outpost Vintage, very long time viewer of mine. Thank you for being here. Michelle, Marianne Schneider, who we know very well. She's one of our clients over on ProecommerceLister, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Ma Paz Della, obviously she's one of ours as well. And Susan Arrington. So hello to everybody who's in the chat right now. Rosie, hello. Looks like there's an ad on my YouTube channel. I can't even view my own chat right now. What's going on here? 33 of you in the chat. So we'll give everyone a few minutes. Fourth quarter, second half, third and fourth quarter, really, of 2023. I put a post out today, Tim. Did you see the post that I put out today?
I did.
You did. So I put a post in the Facebook group a little earlier this afternoon asking everybody how their first half of the year has been. We're almost into the 6th month and what will be the halfway point of this year. Kind of checking in on everybody. A, how have sales been in general? B, how has the listing process gone? How has your inventory, buying and selling gone? Your turnover rate, your death pile to active listings, like kind of what's the ratio there? Sort of trying to get a feel of how everyone's year has kind of played out. The first 5 coming on 6 months. And it was really a wide array of answers. Like it was all over the place. I had a guy that said he's having the best year that he's ever had. He normally sells like $4,000 or $5,000 a month and he's selling like $9,000-$10,000 right now, which is, yeah, he's up to 6 figures a month or a year. So I had people who said they're having the worst first half of the year. Like they normally do 9,000 or 10,000 and they're down to 5,000. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. Interested in the chat. Davis family, Linda, Dean, Pam, Darlene, everybody else that joined. Thank you. Anna's here too. How has your year been? Me and Tim talked about this probably every day, but just even like a few months ago, it started. I felt it. But sales haven't been particularly good on this end. The only reason I have big numbers is because I liquidated all the inventory, like a lot of it. So it's kind of what they call inflated that number. So what do you think about the first half of this year? Like yourself, me, you know my story and just people around you, just in general. What do you think?
I think it depends on what you're selling. I have a lot of different businesses other than eBay. They're all slow. I'm listing a lot of quantity on eBay now. Like I have items I have hundreds of units of, and I feel like eBay is learning that algorithm. When they see sales coming in, they keep pushing sales. I didn't use promoted listings before. I'm promoting my listings at the rate that eBay recommends.
Oh my goodness. I did not know that.
It's costly. But if you're charging enough, you can make up for it.
Yep.
And on those listings, I have the quantity. If you buy 1, it's regular price. If you buy 2, it's 10% off. And I do free shipping on everything. So,
same.
I always like to try and get someone to buy 2 because even if I'm getting 10% less, I'm making up for it on the shipping, because even
Yeah.
first class rates. I mean, first class at 15 ounces is over $6 now.
$6.28 shipped one yesterday or today.
Yeah, I remember when like first class priority flat rate envelope was $5.95.
Yep. And
Those
first
are
class was
days.
like $2.58.
It was like $3 you could ship first class.
Yeah,
Those days are over.
Yeah. Tim comes from a mainly Amazon background more so than eBay. So
yeah,
Amazon
I started on eBay. I was 14 years old. I used my parents' account.
That was way longer ago than any of you want to ask. By
18 years.
You just gave it away. See,
yeah.
I can remember the 258 days. I remember the 595 small flats and padded flats. Those were crazy days. Amazon spoiled people too. I've sold a ton on Amazon. I don't sell very much on there anymore. I used to do 300,000 a year on there, 400,000, but they spoiled us with shipping, like knowing that they were getting such like $1.29 labels out to people and stuff. It was nuts.
Yeah, so now they're fulfillment by Amazon rates. Sometimes they're not good. You can get it cheaper elsewhere, but I mean, when you could ship FBA a 50-pound box, I'm in New Hampshire to Pennsylvania, New Jersey for $12. I mean, you cannot beat the FBA shipping rates.
Yep. So Darlene says that she's having a great year selling jewelry. Darlene is actually one of our clients on our listing service. She does jewelry. I know. I recognize a lot of her pictures. I remember them.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I don't see them all, but I do know your account, Darlene. You're one of our original, like, OGs. So Denise here. Hey, welcome in, Denise, another one of our clients.
Hey, Darlene.
Rosie said that she had April as the best, her best month ever, and sales are this month too. Rosie, what is it that you sell?
80%. She said 80% women's clothing.
Oh, all clothing. 80%.
Rosie, are you just doing eBay, or are you cross posting it? Are you doing Etsy? Maybe are you doing Poshmark, Mercari?
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to discuss, the big part of. And I this is how I find out. I poll the audience. I always ask these questions in the group too, because what I do and what you do and what a lot of the people that I kind of like my circle of people that I talk to is so much different than what the majority of a lot of the audience does. We just kind of operate differently. And so I have to ask people. Rosie says she's on eBay, Posh, and Mercari. Yeah. And I'm not surprised by that answer. Those are the three most popular right now. Yeah. Etsy, I feel like, is kind of like a trailing sort of niche type thing. And Shopify is only for like people that have special inventory and stuff. So Susan sells crafts, Hot Wheels, accessories, and it's hard right now. I could see crafts being difficult, probably. You know, it's kind of something people don't have to have, a hobby. So
yeah, my wife does some craft stuff, and she was selling primarily online, and now we're going to do a couple events live.
Wow. Kate's mom does crochet stuff and needlepoint and stuff. She makes stuff for customers on Facebook, and then people share all her stuff. And she gets like believe it or not, she gets like hundreds of custom orders. Like, my son loves Blue's Clues. Can you make me a crochet Blue's Clues or whatever? And she'll sit and make it. Like, she'll go on and get a picture.
Oh, wow. And
she can crochet pretty much anything. Lori's Craft House, shout out. No, but she really does. And she'll sell them for $25, $30. It'll take her an hour to make it,
Wow.
And she'll make like 2 or 3 things a day and then put them out. And then if she doesn't have orders, she'll just make cute stuff and then put it out on her page. She sells a lot. It's just, she's retired. It's part-time income for her, but it's pretty cool. She doesn't use any platforms, all direct on her Facebook and social media following in a Facebook group. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Do I still see drop shippers on eBay? Yeah, it's always going to be a thing. There's always going to be a way to get inventory cheaper on one platform to drop ship it to another, or from one source to another. I've never been a fan of drop shipping. There's certain ways that it works. It's just not been my thing. It's a dream business. Don't get me wrong. I don't have to handle inventory, drop ship, sell it. And I've done drop shipping for wholesale, where people give me their wholesale lots and I just have them send the photographs and I put it up and drop ship it. But there's some people that don't do drop shipping. It's just bad, but they're everywhere. There's still drop shippers.
I've tried it. It's just, it always turns into a mess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's hard to make things at your age, Susan. Well, Kate's mom's no young spring chicken either. So if she ever sees it, she'll kill me. So yeah, I'm not surprised by the 3 platform, eBay, Posh, Mercari. people are trying to get in front of more eyes. The saturation and the competition is definitely up. There's no doubt about that. There's also so many options. People tend to price check. I see people that are like, oh, I shop on Posh, I shop on Macari, I shop, and people price. There's even apps that price check the apps against each other. There was that one that was commercial all the time, Honey or something, or Well, or it was like, download Honey and it'll compare eBay, Amazon, and Poshmark all at the same time. I'm like, what? And so if you didn't have your merchandise on one of those platforms, then you were in big trouble. List Perfectly really capitalized on that, like big time, just like coming in right when people were trying to get across platforms. So when we're talking about fourth quarter, I would say, correct me if I'm wrong, order of operations here. Obviously, quality of inventory, then quantity, getting all of your stuff up as quickly as possible is almost as important. And then getting that stuff onto as many platforms as possible. Obviously, listing stuff correctly, titles, misspellings, pricing, promoteds, like you said, promoted, super important. All that stuff is must-dos. But before you can do any of that, you've got to do step 1, 2, 3.
I think Sydney made a good point. I had a drop shipper buy 3 of the same items from me last week, sent to 3 different places. More power to them. If a drop shipper wants to buy 100 items from me, I'll take their money. Their money is just as good as everybody else's. Yep. And, most likely you're not going to have a return.
Yep. I don't ever get returns on drop shippers. I have somebody that's bought like 300 remotes from me over the months. And I know I have an idea of even where he's drop shipping them. It's not Amazon, but it's good for him. That's his niche. And I get my profit that I wanted and he gets to make money. And I know that he's constantly in my store shopping. Like I sell 1 remote to the guy every few days, literally.
Yeah. So, I'll take the money, A sale is a sale. If they can sell it somewhere else, more power to them. It's fine. I got my sale.
Yep.
So
frustrated. That's buy 3 of the same. Yeah, I hate when cross the two. I'm crazy with your vintage clothes knowledge. I'm surprised. I don't know if she's talking about so I know vintage clothing on the men's side. I don't know jack about women's clothing. New age, I sort of know a little bit, but vintage women's, I don't know jack about that. I'm not going to lie. Men's stuff I can identify right away. I know everything about like Rain Spooner and Robert Graham, all the way down to like Tory Richards and all the stuff that's like niche-y, Canali and suits. And I can identify any of that stuff, but I don't know, women's stuff, like not happening. So, so I think step 1, quality merchandise. I think everyone that you're listening to right now has either diversified or figured out what you like. I have a lot of people that sell clothing and shoes and toys and games, and I go to their sold listings. This is something I do all the time, and people are welcome to do this. They can do it in my store. They can do it in other people's stores. Look at their solds and then click on each category. So if there's solds across their store, say they sold, 400 items in the last 90 days, and then they've got like, category of clothing, category of DVDs, category of comic books. Click each one. And this is what I see. It'll be clothing. They've sold like 360 of the 400. And then like DVDs, they've sold 3. And then like comic books, they've sold 4 or whatever it is. And I'm like, you can immediately identify, like, stop buying comic books, stop buying shoes, stop buying, knickknacks, whatever it is. Like it's 3% of your sales. And then the best part is I go back to their store and I'm like, you have 1,000 items listed. And you have 900 salt and pepper shakers. You sold 3 of them in the last 90 days. Like, please get rid of the salt and pepper shakers. It's like my little audit trick for stores.
Like sold is always good to look at. Like when you're looking for comps, if you're out, you're looking for items sold. You want to make sure the item sells. But even more important is active listings.
Yep.
If there's 20 items sold and you think, oh, I got a gold mine here, look at active.
Mm-hmm.
The same item, there's 1,000 active listings. Stay away.
Yeah, there's only 20. One out of 1,000 sells every day. Like you want to get
unless you're going to be the price leader.
Yeah, which is that's a race to the bottom. You don't want to even. Yeah. Hey, Mark, what's up? Queen Yuri, Sydney, everybody that joined in, thank you, and Janet. I've seen items people had that like 400 were in solds, and there was like 100 in actives. I'm like, wow, 400 out of 500 sold. That's crazy fast.
That's a good ratio. You want to buy that item.
Yeah, that's like 80% of them sold in the last month or two. So, That's a great way to identify it. And things you want to look for is you have plenty of time before fourth quarter. You've got all summer, June, July, and August to start, really trying to stock up, get inventory, get it built. Don't worry about, building up piles that are sitting because you've got all summer to get them listed. Obviously, we can help you get it listed. If you're really good at buying and sourcing and your items are a good sell-through rate, we're happy to help you get them listed. A lot of the people here in the chat can talk to you about and can answer questions about our listing service. It's called ProecommerceLister. I know, how original, but we think it's clean. We think it's easy to remember. So, yeah, you just send us the photos. You can just tear through your piles and just take photos and then just upload them. We have a great new app and website. It's called Moxo. I think we're on week 3? Week 3 and
almost a month.
Almost a month on our new website and app. Yeah, which means actually, so I'll explain this really quickly for people who aren't savvy to it or didn't join us. The company is called Moxo, M-O-X-O. They joined, or they build your website and app custom made for you with your logo, your name, your colors, your graphics, whatever you want. And then they put it out on the App Store as ProecommerceLister. But it takes about 5 or 6 weeks, which we're in the middle of. And leading up to that, you can still use the app. It's just called Moxo until yours is done. So that's where we've been adding everybody to until we get our actual app out. And then our website will be, it's a redirect from ProecommerceLister.com, right? Yeah. So everything will be branded to us in the next, hopefully by the end of the month, I would think 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
They're close.
We are getting close. They do send us updates every day, just about. So
if you're a current customer and we haven't transitioned you over, and you're looking to get over, we're still working on it. We don't want to take away from what we're doing, making listings. So we haven't moved everyone because we don't want to slow down making listings for everyone. So if you'd like to be added to the top of the list, just send us a message and we'll put you next in line to be moved over to Moxo.
Yeah, shoot us an email.
Made a great dent, but
yeah, we're getting close to getting everybody over. We got a little bit more to go, but our email any day, all day, 24 hours almost is proecommercelister@gmail.com. You can reach us at. Arlene, one of my longest viewers probably in the history of this YouTube channel. She's been watching me since I had hair. Arlene's in the chat. Arlene's in the chat. Hey, Arlene. So a lot of our clients are in the chat. I recognize probably a half a dozen, 6, 7, 8 names. So we appreciate all of you that are there. So yeah, you just take the photos, build up that inventory. So as we get closer, this is called summer slowdown. I think everybody knows that the sales are going to be tough. The way you're going to counter it is to get as much up as possible. Especially if you're in clothing, if you're in shoes, if you're in accessories, if you're in that type of inventory, you're already being competitive. You're in a competitive marketplace. You got to get in front of people. Get as much unique clothing as you can. I know a guy, this is actually a really cool, he lives about an hour north of me. He sells only men's tops and he sells only button-down shirts. I may have mentioned this guy to you, Tim. Polos, but he only sells original stuff. He does look for vintage stuff, but he sells these bright, sunshiny Hawaiian tropic shirts and Tommy Bahama and Rain Spooner, but he won't buy a solid black one. Like, he's not going to buy this shirt. He's not going to buy blue with white stripes. He's only buying stuff that have giant parrots and margarita glasses and graphics and sunshine. And if you go through his store, I'll get his store. I'll have to send it to Tim later and find it. I'll put it out to you guys. And
you love those. You love those shirts.
I do. And you scroll through his store. Like, I'm surprised I don't, like, it's probably good I don't remember his store off the top of my head. I probably spent too much money. But he actually sells up at the flea market. We have a Monday flea. It's a really weird flea market. It's Monday. But it's like 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Monday. And it's indoor and outdoor. It's 15 acres. And there's thousands. There's Chinese knockoff sellers, like the dollar store people. But there's these guys like him that pick out of their vans and stuff. And he'll go up there. I don't want to say it's his cast off. I'm sure it's his slower moving stuff. I've bought so many shirts from that guy and sold them. I went there one day and he had a collection of Western horse shirts, horses all over these button downs and like pop starch collars. Like, some 70-year-old cowboy wore it. I bought like 30 shirts that day. We sold them like 20 of them in a week. And he just sold them all to me for $5 a piece. And I relisted them for like 35 a piece. So this guy's pretty cool. And his whole store is that. And I've been begging him because he told me he has thousands of shirts. I sent him a message and said, we should let us list your shirts. But I'm working on it. But
you need a bigger closet. You could just buy them and wear them yourself.
I probably could. But yeah, there's so many people, and be honest in the chat, how many people have a whole bunch of stuff laying around? Like I'm not talking about 10 or 20 items like I've got sitting in the corner. Like that's probably 30 items right there. That's my whole death pile in my office right now. But
you got a lot more coming.
Yeah, I do. But like an actual death pile, hundreds of items, thousands of items. Be honest in the chat. Because we definitely want to talk to you if you have that much. I think when people realize how fast we get the listings done and how much it increases their sales, they're like, oh, now I understand. Like I could double my store size in a month. You know, people with 200, 300, 400 listings are getting 200 or 300 listings done in a month. And they're like, whoa, this is what I've had over the last, I don't know, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months. Tim can handpick. Allison's waving her hand like I've got lots. Yeah. So everyone, Garden Resell Thrifts is laughing. I'm only going to take your laugh as that's you and you're guilty as charged. I won't lie.
Della knows. Della knows. We make listings for her daily.
Yeah. Darlene just said, did we dress alike on purpose?
No, we didn't. I don't know how this always happens to us.
No, it does. We talk on the phone, but we don't.
I need to shave my head. I wore a hat today, so.
We talk on the phone, of course, during the day, but we don't usually FaceTime unless there's like something like, hey, I got this inventory, take a look at it or whatever. But no, we didn't get that memo this week. Pam and Darlene, yeah, Pam both, they all have it. So Tim can talk about though. We're doing, what are we, like most customers are probably getting 15 or 20 a day. What are we at right now?
In total listings per day?
Yeah, just on average, just like most of the customers.
Yeah, I would say the average customer who's uploading photos every day is getting 10 to 15. You know, we have some customers who need 20 to 30 a day. The average customer that requests and uploads photos every day is getting 10 to 15 a day.
Yeah, I would say, so I get a lot of the, admittedly, Tim's more on the back end than I am. I'm kind of on the front end because obviously I'm here on social and YouTube and all, and Tim's kind of handling the back end. I would say a lot of the customers I see that get 50 or 60, I'm hearing from them maybe like a week or two later. So they're trying, you know, a lot of people I think aiming for 100 a month, 150, 200 a month, whatever it might be. We have some bigger customers. We absolutely have some people that go through 100 like every 3 days. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we have people that give us 100 and then we don't really hear from them for a while. So I think some of those people they've got a pile, they knock it out, and then they build up a pile for the next month and then come back. So we started officially December 23rd was the official first day. That's on the sheet. We really got going in January, and then Moxo launched in April. So that's been our, 4.5 month kind of progress. So I think for the first 4.5 months, I think we're kind of on the right track. I'd like to think we are.
Yeah. Still learning. Yep. Still learning.
Learning curve.
Making a lot of listings.
Let's see. So Witham Family History is 500 items. They have 200 remotes, 200 ties, and 100 miscellaneous. Witham Family, please email us. Let's see if we can help you. We may not be able to, but I think we can. We can, start something small and just see if we can get you on board and see if it helps you out for sure. Hey, Chatterbrains, appreciate it. I know you're probably busy. I know you're always in and out, so I appreciate you taking a second to drop by the chat. Appreciate everybody else's
and if
in
anybody,
the chat as well.
A lot of people will email and they'll have questions about like, oh, how does it work? How do I upload the photos? How do you give me access? And, these are things that we work on every day. I just worked with a customer today that messaged and said, I want to get started. I'm a little unsure about the photo upload process and how to give you access to eBay. So, I set them up with an account. I said, why don't you try it? Try and upload the photo, see how easy it is for you. Here's how to give us access on eBay. Just try it. Just try it. If it's easy for you, then you can go ahead and make a purchase. If you don't like it, if it's not easy, then you don't need to buy.
Yeah, no harm, no foul for sure.
No, and we worked through it, and the customer made a purchase, and now they're they're in our system, you know, so we can start making listings for them.
I see this every year. What Tim was just saying, I see this every year. People talk about during the summer, June, July, August. Like, I'm going to get all my inventory up, knock out my piles before fourth quarter, so it's all ready on October 1st. Remember, people are Christmas. My grandmother Christmas shops in like February, I swear to God. And but she's always done that. Like February 1st, she sends out texts to like my 85-year-old grandmother texts everyone, get your Christmas orders in by the end of the week or you get nothing. Like, that's it. So people wait around. They wait till October. They didn't knock out their pile. And then they are in panic mode. Like, oh my God, I have 500 items. I wish they were all active by Christmas. And then I could actually get, make some money and have all this stuff up. Learn the system now, learn the process, get it all up. That's all I can tell to you is, like, don't wait till October 1st to think you're just going to mad dash, just like tax season, waiting till April 15th or whatever day they do it and being like, oh my God, I'm going to get my taxes ready this year and be in line. And then April 14th, you're like, crap. Same thing, October, November, people are like, I'm going to get all my inventory up and sell it all during Christmas. And then they don't. And then they're in big, big trouble. So, okay, so then buy it. Nobody is waiting, but just a watch list. Buy if you want. Hubby said we have over 1,000 in cabin and 250 in house. Wrong time for laptop to crash. Hey, welcome to the Tim show of laptops crash.
I'm watching the battery already. I just changed my charger, so we'll see if that helps.
We'll see if the charger is a big help, but you need a new battery. I'm gonna buy you a battery and have it drop ship there.
I checked the battery. I don't know what the problem is. It's just streaming.
Well, it eats mine up too, but I'm sitting at 99%. Just FYI.
No, I'm sitting at 12. So.
Oh my God,
we're already at 12. We're in bad shape.
You need another one. Okay, so
torrents. I want to touch on torrents. So with the way to combat that, and I do this every day, is you go into my eBay, you go into selling, go into listings, you select all of your listings, and then hit sell it faster and send offers.
Yes, offers.
If you're not doing that, do it.
I send offers twice a day. I do it twice a day.
I just do it once a day, and it's amazing. You will, if you've never done it before, you will get sales from that. You send them an offer. I usually do 10% off. If I really want to move some stuff, I'll do 15%. But what do you do, Casey? How much?
15% is I do 15% during the week. I tend to run a Monday through Friday. I'll end it like Friday evening. That way people have like a sense of urgency Tuesday, Wednesday, like, oh, I got to buy this by Friday. And then I'll run a Friday night to Sunday night or till early Monday morning. So I do like 2 sales a week. Sometimes on the weekends, I'll do 20%. Depends on what I'm doing, but mostly 15. I don't think 5% gets anybody off the couch. I think 10% is decent and people think about it, but at 15%, they're really ready to pull the trigger. Best offers in the morning. I send them out like during my morning hour routine of like computer work and emails and stuff. I send out all my offers and then I'll recheck it. Like when we get off here in a little bit, I will check the offers again. I'll probably have like 15 or 20 items through the course of the day. So we had our first productive day, speaking of, and I've already got one offer in. Kate listed 62 hockey cards today, and we're just getting started. So I know she'll be at 100 a day with no problem. So I did publicly announce that that's what I'm doing is sports cards, trading cards. I had somebody offer me 1 million cards tonight.
Well, I shipped you about 500,000 today.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that so anybody that doesn't know, Tim lives in New Hampshire. I live in Florida, of course. I bought a collection. He found it on Facebook. Is that
yep.
Right? Yeah, Facebook. Yep. Got a collection. It was almost 2 pallets worth of cards. Like
it was two. We got it from the guy's storage unit. It was my full size pickup and his full size pickup, back seat and front seat, and the whole bed.
Jesus.
I got it on one pallet. Stacked high. Good luck when you get it. It's over 2,000 pounds.
Yeah. So long story short,
on the truck.
We have a conversation Friday about packing the pallets, 2 pallets. And you said, I think I can get it on 1. And I said, that'd be awesome because I'm putting it in my garage. And then you put it on 1 pallet and ended up weighing over 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, it was.
And the way that Tim's built, I've never been in Tim's building, so I can't speak firsthand. But apparently he's got like a mini lip, like one of those get over the humps to get out of the building.
Yeah. I
And
had put a piece of wood. I put a piece of wood on the lip, and I had to run with the 2,000-pound pallet onto the truck.
yeah,
And then
to
there's
get like
another little. There's an incline with the. If you have a warehouse, you have a dock plate. If those you don't know what it is, it's just a metal plate that when
yeah,
the truck backs up to the dock, the metal plate sits in between the dock and the truck. Unfortunately, my dock's a little low, and so the truck is like this much higher off. So it's a ramp. It took us 5 tries to get the pallet on.
yeah. Hey, my name is Tim. This is Jackass Ramp Jumping.
It was bad. I'm looking for a
So the
picture.
fun part is going to be when they offload this 2,000-pound pallet in my driveway, and I have a pallet jack. They'll have a pallet jack too, and I've got it. My like anybody's driveway. My driveway's at an incline, of course. I'm gonna have to run it like, oh Jesus.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God, yeah, that's like a 2-inch lip.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Great. So I'm gonna have to pull it up my incline, and then my garage has a small lip, and I'm gonna have to get it over, and then be able to position it in the corner.
You just gotta run with it.
Yeah, but the problem is I got to run up an incline. Like my driveway is angled.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, great. So, yeah, 500,000 cards are going to be in my garage, maybe more than that. And so we started listing cards today. Listing service would be good for us. The thing is, we don't take photos; we scan cards. So I don't really have photographs. I'm just scanning them right in the computer, which I could still. In fact, Tim keeps telling me to give them to our listing team to just let people make the listings. I may end up doing it. I may. Problem is the listings of the cards is a little more complicated, but yeah. So that's pretty much where we're at. That's where we're at with my business. I cleared out everything. I still have the storage units. They're still available if anybody wants them. 20,000 pieces of clothes. Pick up in Florida. I invoiced the lady. She's paying supposedly. So we'll see. But yeah. All right. So fourth quarter, October 1st, official start of fourth quarter holiday season. You want all of your inventory up. You want all of your death piles killed. You want to make sure you are in front of as many people. That's another thing we do. We do cross listing. List Perfectly really came in during a time when people had an explosion of new platforms. There was Depop and StockX and Grailed and Tradesy and eBay, Etsy, Poshmark, Mercari. There's so many I think there's like 12 of them that they support now. How many people use a cross-listing program like List Perfectly, or how many people have thought about it or do manual? That's a great question. How many people are manually cross-listing right now? Like one by one? That's a good question, like to multiple platforms. How many platforms are you guys on and which ones? So obviously, List Perfectly is a sponsor of my channel. They're great people. I'm going out in June the 26th to visit them in Arizona and Phoenix. If you are in Phoenix, I'd love to see you. I'll be at the Airport Hilton. It looks pretty cool. And they came in at just the right time to help people get on other platforms. So part of our fourth quarter algorithm per se is being in front of as many people. That's something we offer on Pro E-commerce as well, where we can create the listings directly in List Perfectly for you and then do the cross listing. Or if you already got, like, say your eBay store is 1,000 listings big, we can just do the straight cross list from eBay into the other platforms using List Perfectly as kind of the middle ground tool. Both are options. We don't care. We'll do either one. They're not any more harder than the other one. We'll work out deals for you on the cross listing. We do that as well. And it makes it fast to take, say, 1,000 items that you have on eBay and get them out to Mercari and Poshmark. And generally speaking, I can do 100 cross lists every couple of hours. I could do a couple hundred a day if that's all I was doing. I'm not going to promise that with our service because the team, it just works differently. But you could get 1,000 items over in a week. Call it 2 weeks max. Imagine if you woke up in 2 weeks and all of your inventory was on 2 platforms instead of 1. Even if you did 50% of your sales on the second platform of what you do on the first platform, say you're doing 5,000 on eBay and you could do 2,500 on Poshmark, you just added 50% income to your total gross sales over the course of the month. So let's see. LP. Rosie uses LP. Denise uses LP. Pam uses LP. Darlene is only on eBay. Della uses LP. Flippin' Goodies. Mike uses one I've never heard of.
Never heard of that.
Harlan. Okay, so Harlan is a good buddy of ours, good buddy of the channel. Hung out with him in Vegas. Not the first time, not the last time I'll hang out with him. Actually, Tim, I don't know. Did I call you from Vegas?
I don't think so.
I don't know that I talked to you in Vegas in October. But I mean, I talked to you, but I don't know if I was talking about the hockey card collection.
I don't think so. I don't think I knew about it then.
I don't think I brought it up then. But Harlan was at the pool. We hung out with Harlan multiple days, but Harlan was at the pool. We're getting drunk at the pool one day. I think we were still sober when we had the conversation, because once we were drunk, nobody even wanted to hear about hockey cards. But we had a drink, and Harlan is experienced. He's sold cards and he's done some stuff. So I chatted with him and I was like, hey, you know, I got this opportunity. And he was just like, dude, for real? You're going to buy 125,000 cards? Are you crazy? He tried to talk me out of it like over and over again. And I told him, like, cool. At the time they were asking for like 30, 40 grand. I was like, of course I'm not going to pay him 30, 40 grand. And then by the end of the trip to Vegas, I had him down to like 20, 25. And I was like, I'm not going to pay him 20, 25,000 either. Like, I'm not crazy. And he's like, you better not pay more than 5,000 for that. Like, that's all you better pay. I ended up paying more than 5,000. Sorry, Harlan. I paid 12.5 with the shipping, which was expensive. Shipping was like $800 or $900 or something. So, yeah, Harlan, he asked, is the hockey? Yes, I bought the hockey cards that we talked about in Vegas at the pool. I did. And they're selling good. We sold like 2 more without even listing yesterday. We're going to be selling like 50 a day of those things. So, it's just the route that I went. I know a lot about trading cards. I know a lot about Magic and Pokemon. I know a little bit about sports cards. I know a good amount about sports cards. I know the wax error. I know what's worth money, what's not worth money. I know to pull out every Gretzky, every Lindros, every Lemieux, every Yager, every Patrick Waugh. They might only be $5, $6, $7 cards, but I paid 10 cents. So it is what it is. But yes, so that's my death pile. For the rest of the year. 500,000 cards. Jesus, what have I done?
A few years.
Yeah, a couple of years. Yeah, but we'll see. I mean, I was trying to do the math at like 200 a day. 500,000 cards divided by 200 a day is 2,500 days. Divided by 365 days in a year is 6.8 years. I need to give the listers some work. Yeah. Yeah, so Darlene used LP when they first started. Yeah, they had glitches. They're amazing now. When I first got with List Perfectly in 2019, it was glitch fest. It was bad. They have fixed it so good. It works really well now. There's still some slow spots, but overall, 9 out of 10 to List Perfectly. I love them. They do a great job. The tool, there's some room for improvement always, but it gets the job done. So we can do that for you guys to get the inventory cross-listed. If your inventory is already up on a platform and you're not worried about that, you're ahead of the game and you're like, oh, well, now I'd rather just spread the wealth, definitely would be able to handle that for you. So
the more eyes on a product, the better.
Yeah, the more eyes. I mean, there's people that pay thousands of dollars to Amazon and eBay for the pay-per-click just to get in front of more eyes. Like people that spend tons of money. Why not just put the inventory over to another platform? So that's what I've always done. Like sports cards are going to go on eBay because you can't sell them on Amazon, but I'm going to cross-list them to Macari. Macari sells a lot of sports cards, and I'm probably going to manually have Kate put them onto TCG, which eBay bought, but TCG still, the trading card website, they still have their own independent website. So I'm going to start doing that as well. I used to sell Magic cards on an independent Magic card forum board where people could put out lists of what they have and you could put out lists of what you want, and the website would match you up, and then you could message the person and be like, hey, I have all these cards that you're asking that you wanted, and then it would make a list and it'd be like, oh, you're asking a total of $84. They'd be like, cool, can we do 80 and I'll pay now? Done. That's how I used to sell in like 2009. And they would mail me a PayPal or a money order in the mail.
Oh, I remember eBay. I remember getting the money orders.
Yep, that's how we did.
I remember sending money orders. I remember getting money orders.
Oh yeah,
those were great.
I wish I had kept like my first money order and didn't.
The USPS money orders. Those were the go-to.
Weren't they like free up to a certain amount or something? No, USPS charged. We have a company here that does it for free. Amscot. They're like a cash advance place. They would give you free money orders up to $500.
No, I lived in a very small town, so I had to go to the post office, and I mean, they were a minute from my house. I was lucky, and I would always go there to get them. I remember exactly what they look like, the green and the blue.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
yeah.
I love those old school stories about like money orders and people getting cash. People used to get cash wrapped up in like tissue paper so it would hide it in the envelopes and stuff.
I remember getting cash.
We were so like trusting of the post office not to lose.
Now on eBay, if you don't get paid within like 4 hours, it's like, are they going to pay?
Oh my God, it's a never ending.
Before it would be like weeks.
Yeah, never-ending Facebook group post. I got a buyer that just bought from me last night. They haven't paid yet. What do I do? Wait.
Yeah.
Darlene started in 1997.
Wow.
That's crazy. I was 12 years old, Darlene. Just gonna put it out there.
Man,
I started in probably
I was
10.
six.
Yeah, I started in 2007. So 10 years later. Great to see me back on a live show. Captain Cellulite. I love the name. I don't even know that I want to ask you how you have that name, but I'm a glutton for punishment. Why do you have the name Captain Cellulite? Why do I ask this stuff? Anyways, yeah, it is cool to be back live. I remember doing live shows every Thursday for like an hour each Thursday. It was cool to interact. I can remember live shows that I had like 400 people in the live shows. It was crazy. The
Wow.
chat was going insane. It was like trying to answer it. I had Kate like re-scrolling my chat to make sure I didn't miss anything because the chat was going. And I'd be like, oh, the next question is from, and she'd be like, behind the camera, you missed 4. Got it. Yeah, so it was the live shows back in circa 2018, 19 were pretty cool. Like they were fun. But it wasn't that I didn't like them or didn't like got annoyed with them. It was sort of that thing where you have a schedule and it was like every Thursday you knew you couldn't do anything. And the minute that you set that schedule, everybody and their brother asked you to do stuff on a Thursday. It was literally like no matter what. It's like, oh, we got a concert, your grandmom's birthday, your mom's funeral's on Thursday. But and I'm like, well, I got a live show. Like I can't just. And you know, when you go on TV and you're going to watch Friends at 4 p.m. every day, if Friends doesn't come on at 4 p.m., you're like, what's going on? And like I missed one live show for something we went to, like an anniversary dinner for somebody. And people raised holy heck over, like, you didn't have a live show last night. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Yeah. So, yeah, the live shows were cool. Made it for a fitness forum I went to and was a moderator. Love going to the gym. Captain Cellulite. It's a catchy name. No one will forget you. That's right. Marketing 101. All press is good press. Been following you for years. One of my favorites. Thank you, Captain Cellulite. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Hopefully I think a lot of the people in this chat have actually seen the old school live. So am I going to the reseller remix this October? Harlan, Vegas. Yes. It's been a constant conversation for the last like 2 weeks. Caitlin is not too fond of going because we're busy, we're working, we're doing stuff. She's kind of left behind at the hotel, and I get it. It's kind of boring for her to just sit there by herself. We took one of her friends one year. That was fun for her. Not to mention our dog is kind of very needy. He takes medicine, and he's very attached, and he gets anxiety and upset when she's gone or I'm gone. So if we're both gone, it's like not good for him. And she's probably going to stay behind with him, 80, 90% sure. So that puts me going by myself. But I floated the idea of Tim coming last week. So we're kind of going to discuss that this week was the plan. So hopefully we can both make it out there. I feel like 99% sure I'll be there either way. Allison lives in Vegas. Ooh. Allison, have you been to the Reseller Remix? Anybody who is in the chat who doesn't know what the Reseller Remix is, eBay Open used to be the live conference for eBay sellers every year. 2019 was the last year. 2020 was canceled due to COVID. And in 21, Katie Zilberberg and Victoria Egan, you guys might know them, the couple out in Vegas, started their own. eBay sponsors it. PayPal sponsors, quite a few sponsors. WorthPoint Lists Perfectly. And they have it at the Blind Center of Nevada. It's a very cool facility. It's like 20,000 square feet, give or take 25,000 square feet. It's pretty big. Attached to the back of their building is an electronics scrap building that legally blind people run. They take apart computers and laptops and hard drives and they pull all the parts out and they sort them into Gaylords and then they sell it. They do $1 million a month on eBay. Yeah, they sell. So all of it's donated. They have electronic recycling bins set up all over Las Vegas and Henderson at like Best Buys and Target and Walmarts and all this stuff. And all the donations go to the Blind Center. They have, when we were in the back, they'll give you a tour of the building. If Tim gets to come out, I'll take him around. The guy that runs it, pretty cool. They had like 70 Gaylords in the back when I was there at that. Like I was counting the Gaylords and they were just full of computer gear. And then they have a legally blind guy who is amazing. He does the listing on eBay. and he zoomed
Wow.
the screen up to 4,000%, and he can see 10%, and so he can just barely see what he's doing.
Oh,
But
good for him.
manipulate eBay. It's pretty impressive what he does. They actually reached out to me the week before last. I'm talking to their supervisor, to Ryan, about us actually doing some listing for them. So that would help them out a lot. But yeah, they do a huge thing. It's in a great building. And so it's a place you come together as resellers. They do talks, they do workshops, they do Q&As, they do live shows. And so you can just kind of be a part of that. So Allison, you've never been. You should consider going. Tickets go on sale July 1st. The dates are October 13th through the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. So Harlan's going to Vegas in June also. Vegas twice a year is too much for me, buddy.
I've already been in January this year, so I went to CES out there this year.
Yeah, Linda's met me. Linda, I definitely met her. Don't forget the amazing chef and the food there. Yeah, so their head chef at the Blind Center is blind. I'll let that sink in for a minute. Tim's like, wait a minute, what? They cook all the food for the final party night. They have like an open bar and cash bars, and they have all this cooked food buffet style, and all the blind people cook it.
Wow.
Like sliders and chicken sandwiches and pastas and salads and all this stuff. They all bring it out. They carry it around the place and refill it all night long. It's ridiculous. And then they have their own band. Their band performs called the Broken Spectacles. I was waiting for him to laugh at that while he was drinking. But no, they're the nicest people. They're really, and they're great. Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. They have food trucks all during the week out back. Yeah, so everything they do there is awesome. If you get a chance to go, it's called the Boss Reseller Remix Las Vegas, October 13th, 16th. You can Google it, Boss Reseller Remix. It'll pop up. But yeah, so I'll be there. Hopefully, maybe Tim will be there, and I'll be in Phoenix next month for the camp listing party with List Perfectly. And we'll do either way, whether Tim won't be with me next month, but in October, if he is, whether he is or isn't, but hopefully if he is, we'll do like live demos. I'll make sure I set up stuff like where we can do like listings right in front of you, or like kind of demo it, or just do stuff right there from your account. If you bring your laptop or your phone, we'll show you like how we would do it and stuff. So yeah, daughter has HR conference in Vegas. She wants me to go. Any excuse to go to Vegas twice, Arlen. I got it. Any excuse. It's too expensive. Crap costs too much money there. How did you do on spending food wise, Tim? How do you like? What do you like go out for that, or what do you do?
Oh, yeah, yeah. We went to some nice restaurants, nice sushi. We had nice steak in Old Vegas.
16th through 19th. Sorry, Linda. She's right.
A little gambling, you know.
We stayed in Old Vegas on Fremont. We had dinner one night.
I liked it better. I liked it better over there. That was my first time in Vegas this January.
Yeah, the atmosphere.
Honestly, I liked it better over there.
The atmosphere is cool over there. It's definitely cool. The 3 live stages and the zip line above your head and all that stuff. It's all cool. It's a very cool atmosphere. We had dinner, maybe in the Golden Nugget poolside. Yes, there's like a Mexican Spanishy type restaurant. And I had fajitas. They were incredible. They were absolutely amazing fajitas, but they were like $35.
Yeah, well, I had amazing sushi. I don't remember where we went though.
Yeah, we had fajitas, and I think Kate had pasta, and I was there with my reseller Jeannie, the accounting program. It was the 4 of us, and I think I paid for dinner for everyone. I think it was like $200. It was a little pricey. I mean, Vegas can catch up with you. So
yeah, it was an expensive trip.
Someone has to go to Stadium Swim. Yeah, Stadium Swim is the Harlan. Remind me, is that like the 4th floor or the 5th floor? It's up on, I think, the 5th floor. Is the rooftop pool at the Circa where we stayed, and it has a 240-foot TV screen. And
the one that goes above the strip, right?
It's above Old Vegas. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Let me see.
And they do the zip lining right under it.
Yeah. Hang on. Oh, that's the TV screen above the Fremont Experience. Circa has its own. Let me show you this.
Okay.
I'm going to share that. This is where we stayed. I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is where we stayed. Settings. Where's it at? Where's the share screen button at? Oh, present. Here you go. This. Can everybody see that?
Well, that's cool.
That is Circa.
I went in January. It was freezing there.
Oh yeah, we went in October and it was still warm. It was still 85 every day. That is their actual.
Cool.
Yeah, and so they'll put a main game in the middle where Circa is, and then they'll put like 6 games on each side. And you can watch, yeah, like here's one of their, oh, I'm clicking on the share screen. They'll put the betting line sometimes like that, or they'll put multiple games. See that?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, and it's all lit up. So these are actually 6 pools. So there's one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, and then there's 2 more right where the person taking the picture is standing. And then there's hot tubs in each one to the left and right, left and right. And then you can walk down the middle and sit in any of the seats. And then right under the TV is a restaurant to the left and a bar to the right. Yeah, it's a badass hotel. So that's above Old Fremont, but that's where we'll be staying. And food is pricey here. Eat at the local spots. That's what we did. What are thoughts on using Book Scouter to resell books? I have never used Book Scouter. I know Scout IQ is popular. I know Jungle Scout is popular. There's quite a few of them. I would venture to guess that they probably all do the same thing. I would probably depend on price. I don't know. I'm not familiar with those. Yeah, Camp Listing Party is for any reseller, by the way, in Phoenix next month. There's virtual tickets for the real-time interactions with speakers. So any of these events sell virtual tickets. If you can't make it, join via virtual. Do we remember the woman we watched swim up to like 4 or 5 guys from our 17th floor window? Yes, we do have the video of that. Whenever I'll have to send that to Tim. We stayed on the 17th floor. We had a pool view. We were just randomly people watching from the window one night, and we watched this woman swim from guy to guy to guy to guy. And without saying too much on YouTube, every time she swam to a new guy, the security guard had to go and separate him in the pool in front of everyone. And I'm not talking about they were, having a couple of kisses or laughs together. Let's just put it that way. And I have it all on video from 17 floors up. Yes, Harlan, I remember that. We were having a party in the room. Okay, so fourth quarter. Let's recap before we get off of here in a few minutes. Quality items. What do we think quality items are?
Items that are selling on eBay right now and have a ratio that there's more sold than there is active,
or at least equal to or close. Yeah. What do we
think? Your average, you got to look at your average sales price too.
Yeah, and you got to look at average sale price. You got to be aware of what you're spending and what stuff's selling for sure. Because you could even have an item.
If you're doing free shipping, and it's more than a pound, you really need to be $30, $40. Your average
or more. Yeah, the cheapest priority shipping right now, padded flat, is $8.30.
Yeah.
Any priority normal. I shipped something the other day to Georgia, which is just right outside of Florida. It was priority by weight, wouldn't go on padded flat, and it was $10.48.
Yeah.
So you're talking about an average of $9 to $11 and up. You could be $13, $14, $15 shipping items. And if you're selling an item for $25 and 15 of it's going to shipping, you haven't even counted what you paid for it or the fee on it. It's trouble. It could have 1,000% sell-through rate and you're only making $2. Like, who cares, right?
Yeah.
So sell-through rate and quality of the item, absolutely key, but also the margin that you can make on it. What can you get it for and what is it selling for right now? So pay attention to that stuff. I would say a couple of the categories I've seen a lot of people doing really well on right now. Summers and early fall are really good golf seasons. We're in the swing of golf season right now. I see people selling golf clubs right now for a lot of money. Tiger Woods brand, Big Berthas, Cobras. I wish I was an avid golfer. I am a good golfer. I am decent. I would like to play more than a couple times a year, but I don't have the time or the money. So, but I'm very familiar with the golf clubs. I live obviously in Golf Central USA. Besides Florida, you'd probably think Arizona, California are like your next 2 golfing areas. Florida is every yard sale, every weekend there are golf clubs at it. I really should have been buying them a lot earlier. I was always scared of the golf boxes. They now sell the golf boxes, the golf club boxes rather. They're 36 or 48 inches or whatever they are by 6 by 6. Fit perfectly. Golf clubs, golf, anything outdoor sports, really, really popular right now. Water sports, camping, tents are really good. These tents are expensive. I got a buddy that goes camping all the time in North Carolina, South Carolina, the woods. He bought a used tent. It was $1,000 tent. He got it for like $450. And the seller was he sent me the link to it. The seller was somebody that regularly sells. I went through their store. They were like a thrifter or something. And, they sold it to him from North Carolina, which is where he uses it, ironically enough. And I guaranteed him, I was like, they probably paid $50 for this thing. and sold it to you for 450 bucks. So outdoor stuff, sports, sporting goods, golf, especially right now, really, really popular. Pickleball is super, super hot right now, like blowing up. There's people like every
huge pickleball center opening like 15 minutes away from me, indoor and outdoor next to this gym, but there's nothing around here for it. It's blowing up. Paddles.
Apparently, I just said the clubs. The rackets are expensive, so pay attention for any kind of used stuff like that. Tennis, pickleball, all that kind of sort of stuff. 48 by 4x4. That's it, Mike. 48 by 4x4. That's the correct. You sold a Nike driver today. Yeah. Ping. Tupperware. So this one's really weird, but I learned this one from someone a couple years ago. Summer is big cookout season. There's Memorial Day. There's parties. There's summer. There's 4th of July. People use Tupperware all the time, and all of that weird Tupperware, that Corningware and all that stuff sells really good over the summer. So look for it at estate sales. Look for it at yard sales, garage sales, all that sort of stuff. Other categories I would say are selling really, really good right now. Summer is travel season. Anything in the travel section, luggage, bags. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kid stuff that keep them busy on road trips or plane rides. Video games, handheld game systems, Game Boys and Nintendo Switches, all the games that go with them.
Yeah, the old digital cameras, the point and shoots, they still.
Yes. We had somebody big money. Like I have people asking me for digital cameras. I'm like, what? Like, why? There's a lot of old school people that love them.
Big money. Some of them are bringing big money.
Yeah, $100 plus for an old school 24 megapixel Cybershoot, right? The one I use.
Things you can find at a yard. Things that you can find at a yard sale for $5. It's crazy.
Wait for it. Hold on. Let's break out the Rockstar bag. Wait for it. I got you. Yes, it should be right here. Hold on. I got two of the best. First of all, Tim's gonna love this one. I call this my Danny Tanner camera. I probably paid $250 for this thing when it was new, right? This thing's like probably 15 years old. And then, hold on, I've got the other one that was like, this was the workhorse of, here it is. The workhorse of the absolute everyday YouTuber had to have this. This was the Canon G7X. And you would put the little windsock on top of it because the microphone picked up everything. So you could peel the windsock off. But you had the flip screen, and this was important because you could flip the screen up and you could do selfie mode and you could see what you were doing. This was the workhorse of the whole YouTube world for the longest time. This was the camera everyone used, and it had an audio jack, it had an SD card, it had zoom. If I sold this right now, this thing's probably 10, 12 years old. I could still get $150 for it, I bet, or at least 100. I know I could.
The point and shoots. If you're out yard selling this summer.
Yep. You see somebody selling something like this for 10, 20 bucks, grab it, like for sure. Even this one's probably worth 40 or 50 bucks if I had to guess, 60 bucks maybe. This is like a 32x extended zoom, and it had the hand thing. I still see people at Disney.
People are still buying them.
Yep. And this was a cool feature of it. This was the zoom. So you didn't have to, you could just use your little pointer finger and just zoom in and zoom out, just like that. It was great. And you could flip the screen all the way that way. You could fold it in. This was the most versatile camera I ever had. Like, it was fantastic. I love this camera. I still keep them in my travel bag because I never know. Like, I might use it. I'll never use it, but I might. Yeah, I've had every camera known to man. I've used those. I've used phones. I've used the webcam I'm on right now. I've used DSLR cameras. Those ones were so portable and transportable. I think that's another reason people love them. So, Chris Chatworth, hey buddy, what's up? Grilling accessories and spices. That's interesting. Grilling accessories, yeah, I could see that. Cleaning kits for grills, like the nice ones, stainless steel.
You know, if you're on Facebook and you see a cheap Blackstone griddle,
yep,
those things, they're hot. I love it. I just cooked Mother's Day breakfast on it this weekend.
There you go. My dad cooks on it a lot. I bought him one probably 2-3 years ago.
They're expensive though. You know, if you could find people giving them away for free on Facebook.
I think I paid $200 for my dad's.
Yeah,
I bought it for him for Father's Day like 2-3 years ago. Yeah. Yep. Commonwealth Picker. Yep, he's in the house. Lots of people there. Wow, I still didn't even see all these people join the chat. Thank you guys for watching, though. We appreciate you being here on the live on a Monday. We're going to do Monday, Tuesdays. We're coming up on an hour, so we'll probably wrap it up now in a second. Yeah, so all those categories, quality items, good profit margins. I mean, I see people buying golf clubs for $3 and selling them for 130. Mike can probably tell a lot about that too on Flipping Goodies channel. And then the getting them up, all this stuff, you buy it and it's not up, you're not doing yourself a favor. It's just laying in a pile, right? So number one, quality items with good margins, good sell-through rates. Number two, getting them in front of people. Make sure you do that. Let us help you. If we can help you, please let us, make listings for you. Even if it's 50 a week, 100 a week, it doesn't matter. We can do as many as you need, as few as you need, 10 a day, 50 a week, 200 a month. That's awesome. That's a great start. You do 200, we do 200. You're building your store that quick. So we'd love to have you on board. There's no minimum. I don't think we mentioned this. No minimum, no subscription. We've been talking about a subscription, but we'll cover that later.
They don't expire. We have people who bought months ago and they're still using their listing credits. They took advantage of buying a larger package because they knew that they were going to use it over the next 6 months.
Yeah, 4-6 months.
So they wanted to take the discount and get 1,000 listings, at the discounted rate, and save themselves 30, 40 cents a listing. And they're still pumping listings out.
Still pumping them, 50 a week, 100 a week. In fact, if anybody wants to lock in 500 and or 1,000, I'll show you guys the prices that we normally do. Let me just throw this out there real fast. So normally our 500 listings is $1.25 and our 1,000 listings is $1.10. If anybody wants to lock those in tonight, I'll do the 500 at $1.10 and I'll do the 1,000 at $1. So they'd be $550 for 500 or 1,000 for 1,000. So email me ProecommerceLister@gmail.com. I'll put it in the chat. It's easier this way. I can't spell unless I'm typing it and Siri is helping me. ProecommerceLister@gmail.com, and we'll do 500 listings for $550 or 1,000 listings for $1,000. Anybody that wants to lock that in tonight. But let us get rid of those piles. Don't sit and stare at them. Don't stress out at it. God, the amount of stress I used to do staring at all those piles I had was like, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. All we would do is not get to it. We just skip over it every day. So let us know.
You have those items you buy. You love to source them, but you hate to list them.
Yeah. That's probably 85 to 90% of people. There's very few people that are like, I love listing. I love it. No, you don't. Shut up.
And there's certain items, that are like, oh, I like these items. I sell a lot of Legos. I like to sell Legos. It's been my bread and butter for 15 years, but other items, I know they're profitable. I'll buy them if I see them, but I don't want to make the listing for them.
Yeah. Legos scare me. Legos terrifying.
Sold a lot of Legos.
Yep. But yeah, so I kind of miss those days too, Rusty. But anybody who's in the chat, we appreciate you spending the evening with us, an hour with us. And if you need our help, you need emails, you need questions, comments, concerns, you want to learn about the app, the website, the service, cross-listing, anything at all, just reselling in general. If you just have questions, send them to me, ProecommerceLister@gmail.com. If you're on the fence or you're not sure, send us an email anyways, and I'll talk to you about it. I'll chat with you. I'll get on Facebook with you. I'll get on the phone with you, and I'll go over whatever we need to go over.
I talk to customers every day on the phone. It's
Tim's the phone man.
We're not hiding behind the screen. You know what I mean? We're not, far away. We're here. If you want to chat.
And I think that's what was good about this, to bring it full circle to where we started. I think that's what was great about this live show idea and doing the live shows. We want to connect and talk to you guys. We want to answer the questions if there's any problems or issues, that we're here and we're available. We work hard during the week. We take care of the listings. We have our own businesses that we run, but we're always available. The app comes right to us. Like literally, I'll pull it up on my phone right now. So this is my phone, and this is the app. And there's all the messages, and you can see how it has a red notice right there. That means that it's unread messages that I need to go through. That's since I've been live. And here's everybody that messaged us. I can search by your name. I can flag it, and then I can see when you send me a notification. So it comes right to our phone. So yeah, anything else that we can do for you, Darlene, I appreciate it. We've had a lot of great reviews in the chat, so we appreciate that.
Thank you, Darlene.
Yeah, and if any of you that are in the chat want to rebuy or get more listings tonight, we appreciate you coming in here and giving us great reviews. I'll make sure we give you discounts if you want to buy some re-ups tonight, whether it's 50 or 100 or whatever. Just shoot me an email, and I'll make sure we take care of you if you're already somebody who's on Moxo with us. So appreciate you coming out here, and if you could spread it on social media, that would be awesome too.
We do affiliates. So
yeah, we do. Yeah, I'll close it with that.
You almost forgot.
Yeah, we almost forgot. If you send us customers, if you're a customer of ours and you send us customers, you get 10% of every dollar they spend. If they spend $100, $10. They spend $1,000, you'll get a $100 payment. If you don't already have a code, hit me up. I'll get you a code. It's very easy. And then you just send us customers and tell them to use the code when they come to us. And we'll log it in your account and you'll get paid every single month. So yeah, I'm glad that we didn't forget about that. We almost forgot about it. Yeah. Almost. All right, guys. So
all right.
Thanks for a great Monday, great May the 15th. Go make some money. And we'll see you back here probably in a week and a half. All right, guys. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.